February 23, 2022, police found a severed head inside of a bucket in a basement. A married Wisconsin woman named Taylor Schabusiness said she and the victim were using drugs and engaging in sexual play, and the man was strangled. She then sexually abused him, dismembered the body, and placed body parts in various locations in the home and a vehicle.
24-year-old woman from Green Bay is currently jailed on 3 charges, including first-degree murder. Details released today are deeply disturbing, including how the victim's mother discovered her son. Fox 11's Nick Harrington brings us the very latest.
You're looking at a home on Stony Brook Lane on the west side of Green Bay, the scene where a murder occurred on February 23rd. On Tuesday, Taylor Schabusiness appeared in Brown County Court via Zoom, locked behind a door. The 24-year-old is charged with first-degree homicide, mutilating a corpse, and third-degree sexual assault.
The facts alleged are extremely concerning and disturbing and go to the violent nature and the grave nature of the offense.
Disturbing on multiple fronts. According to the criminal complaint, Schabusiness and the victim were both high on drugs, the victim dying due to strangulation. Court records show she watched as he coughed up blood waiting for him to die, later saying, quote, "Yeah, I liked it." Schabusiness allegedly removed the victim's head from his body, placing it inside of a bucket, then draping a blanket over it. She is scheduled to next appear in court on March 22nd, while being held on an incredibly high bond.
This event was clearly another satanic ritual, and from the outset, the media has made it a point to show that they are complicit in the presentation of these rituals to the public. Allow me to explain. The very first and most glaring piece of evidence that shows that this event was orchestrated is the name of the alleged killer. Her name reads like a cheesy punchline from a bad joke. Taylor Schabusiness, when sounded out, is actually "tell us your business." She is 24 years old, and 24 is 2 4s, which gives us the number 44, which points to Obama. The date this incident occurred was February 23rd, 2022, or 2/23/22, which is a palindrome, since the number is a mirror of itself, the number 322. The date this story was broadcast on the national news was March 2nd, 2022, or 3/2/22, which also gives us the number 322 as well. But it doesn't stop there. The alleged killer is scheduled to appear in court on March 22nd, 2022, again giving us the number 322, the number associated with the Skull and Bones Society, also known as the Brotherhood of Death. It is important to note that the Skull and Bones is a secret society that has its roots at Yale, and there have been several presidents who have been members of this group. In fact, the CIA was born from the Skull and Bones. Not only that, but 9 years after his death in 1909, the skull of the famed Apache warrior Geronimo was taken by members of the Skull and Bones, who stashed the severed head in the society's clubhouse called the Tomb. This is the reason why this story of Taylor Schabusiness, who decapitated the skull of her victim, was purposefully connected with the number 322 as a reference to the Skull and Bones Society, the Society of Death. Taylor allegedly decapitated her lover, then dumped his head and penis in a bucket and his legs in a crock pot. The uncle of the victim called Taylor a monster. Connecting Taylor with the description of a monster was done purposefully, as well as it was reported that Taylor was obsessed with serial killer and sex offender Jeffrey Dahmer, who committed the murder and dismemberment of 17 men and boys and was called the Milwaukee Cannibal or the Milwaukee Monster. Taylor's lover was strangled to death after using drugs and then sexually assaulted and dismembered. Most of Dahmer's victims were killed by strangulation after being drugged and then dismembered and eaten. Since both Taylor and Dahmer are from Wisconsin and their crimes are similar in nature, we can be sure that the same wicked and defiled satanic spirit actuated both of them. Dismembering the body and placing his legs in a crock pot is a reference to witchcraft and the eating of human flesh. In the previous video, we spoke about Februus, Zeus, and King Lycaon, who attempted to serve Zeus human flesh and was subsequently turned into a wolf. We also saw a reference to a witch eating humans, or cannibalism, in the movie Hansel and Gretel. The name of Taylor's victim was Shadrach Therion, and like the name Taylor Schabusiness, the name Shadrach Therion hides a secret as well. The name Shadrach is a reference to the biblical figure Shadrach, one of the three friends who, with Daniel, refused to make themselves unclean by eating food from the king's table, which went against the dietary laws which God had given the Jews. This points back to the cannibalism of Jeffrey Dahmer and the story of Zeus and the Wolf King Lycaon.